All right, how's everybody doing today? I'd like to introduce Mr. David Hall and his service dog Eppiess. I've gotten a wonderful opportunity to meet with David over the last 2 years. David has epilepsy and he's had it his whole life, and she is an amazing service dog. Thought the gear tack system, the hands-free system, could be used to help him in his day-to-day life, and how it might also be adapted and modified to work within his world. And that's what we've been working on for 2 years, because I believe the service dog community is a huge community. I'd love to be able to cater more, and my goal is to spend time with people like David and really learn, really educate myself, my business with the needs. You'll notice in front of Eppiess is a purple gear tech, and asked about a service dog vest and how he has a service dog vest that he currently uses, and it doesn't satisfy all his needs. And I thought it was a great opportunity to custom build him something to try. And the biggest fear for me was actually coming to see David with Eppiess wearing it and hearing what he had to say about it. But so far, the constructive criticism has been all but positive. So I'd like to introduce you, Mr. Hall, and let him tell us a little bit about his story and introduce Eppiess.
Yeah, my name is David Hall, and this mutual friend of ours said, I have a good friend who suffers from epilepsy, and he has a service dog, and he had seen the vest at the time, and it did not suit all of our needs. One thing you may notice is that my body is collapsing, and so I walk with a stick. And the hands-free system helps me because I need one hand for my stick, and I needed another hand for my dog, and that couldn't get another hand free to put creamer in my coffee. And so as I started talking to Todd from Texas about his system, I thought maybe I would give that a try and see how it would improve our lives together. A little about service dogs is they don't tend to pull, but they do still need a lead. And the hands-free system that Todd has designed suits both of those. It gives me a lead, and it gives me strength over her, because she's a very, very strong dog. She's only 3, as Todd said. And so the hands-free system really assisted our lifestyle in that it was much easier for me to get a can of soup off the grocery store shelf with one hand, and Eppiess would stay in a heel position or a sit position beside me, and I could still go and reach with my stick and get a can of soup. And so that was our immediate discussion, and I bought the system, and it seemed to really help us. When I said, I'm coming to Pennsylvania to visit this mutual friend, and I said, if you wouldn't mind, I would be more than happy to sit down with you and show you how a service dog works with the hand-free system. How it liberates at least one of my limbs. This is her checking on me, by the way. And she likes to hold my hand. And we bonded as service dogs. Many of you don't appreciate, maybe some of you do. We're together 24/7. We go to the bank together, we go to the post office together, we're sitting in a hotel room right now in Pennsylvania together. This dog has traveled around the world with me with the hands-free system, and I get compliments about it, that it is really unique and nobody has seen much like it before. But I am a former U.S. Marine, believe it or not. I'm getting a little frail, but I was a Marine, and I worked for the State Department. I had top secret clearance at the White House. I served under President Ronald Reagan, was inspected by Vice President George Bush, who just recently passed away, from Texas. And So I worked for the State Department, retired. I've always been fascinated with science and mathematics. So I also have PhDs in physics, mathematics, 2 master's degrees, and 2 bachelor's degrees. And Eppiess and I do lectures together, and she's a really good icebreaker. And obviously the harness shows that she's a service dog, but it also allows me the icebreaker I need and the comfort factor I need with her beside me. I feel stronger. I feel I have a partner with me at all times. She will never be more than 20 feet away from me, or she'll get pretty nervous. We're partners. She sleeps right beside me. She smells my blood levels. She alerts to those. She protects and is always on alert. There's somebody walking past the window right now that she's making sure that they're not coming to get me, because she knows I'm frail. And she understands that I'm frail. And so her job is also protector of me as her handler.
I mean, for me, when I met David, the goal for our business, as most people know, Gear Tech Systems is a family business. It's one thing to have a business, it's another thing to have a family business, but it's another thing to be part of giving back. And I didn't realize when I started this what I got myself into. To be honest, David was the beginning of realizing the potential for not just the Gear Tech Canine hands-free device, but the whole company to, I don't like to use the word cater, but to help and give back. So that's why I spend so much time with David. I'll call David, I talk to David, I Facebook with David. And what I like about David is he tells me when it's not right, like this isn't working, Todd. So we have a bond. David's part of my life, part of my business, whether he realizes it or not. This vest that you see Eppiess wearing is a big part of our future. And this is why I'm taking the time to be with David today, to have this interview, to bring awareness not just to Gear Tech products, but to be part of giving back, to bring awareness to the service dog industry. This vest is a modified version of our X-Body harness, which, as most people know, is designed to orthopedically be comfortable for your dog. First and foremost, a harness should be comfortable. It should fit the dog, not impede upon any nerve points. It shouldn't be constraining the leg muscle. It shouldn't be front hooked and twisting the harness around as the no-pull harnesses that out there today do. This is orthopedically sound. This is a working dog usable harness. So I am 100% comfortable putting this in the service dog use. What we had to do was add the rear section so there's identification available for David and for Eppiess in their working role as partners. And that's where we are here today. And that's the future, hopefully, of Gear Tech, is the service dog industry. I'd like you all to please follow us, check us out. I will have David, quite frankly, as much as I can, visible to the company, and Eppiess also. And I thank you very much for your time today. Any questions, please email us at Gear Tech Systems. If you have questions for David, please field them through me. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer them. David's a great guy. And I really just want to thank you for the opportunity today. I don't know if you know how much it means to me just to sit by you finally. Man from Texas, right? A guy I never thought I'd even pick up the phone and call. Who calls and says, call me about buying a product? Well, David did. Here I am 2 years later.
Well, and the reason I agreed to do this and even suggested to do this interview today, because I'm a little bit bashful, is that I think that this harness is not utilized enough in the service dog industry. It's really promoted as a hands-free, tug-free for a dog that wants to lead. A service dog typically doesn't want to lead. They need to stay right beside you. but it does release this hand, and especially somebody that has this in another hand. So Todd has graciously assisted in several different prototype designs. More importantly, he's asked the questions, the right questions, and that what does the harness need next? What is wrong with the first harness, or what was not quite perfect? And I like people like Todd's company that spend that time with their customers and says, what's wrong with the t-shirt? Why don't you think it fits right? And tweaks that modification. Todd has done that. And Todd put this harness on her today. She's worn it a few times. And I know my dog. I really know my dog. We're 24/7, remember? And she's comfortable in this harness. And I'm comfortable walking with her in this harness. And so that's why I agreed to do this interview and want to help people like Todd that wants to help other people. And it's been a pleasure, Todd.
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, David.
All the way from Texas to Pennsylvania.
Thank you, everybody. Like I said, email us at Gear Tech Systems with any questions. This is very new to us. You're going to start to see more and more stuff about the service dog industry on our website as we move forward. Thank you and have a good day.